Yahaya Bello, if I'm not mistaken, you put out a notice declaring him wanted. That particular post, I saw it on your handle, where it reads, I'd like to read it to the public. We're going to put it up on our live feed right now. Nigeria Info FM, of course, on Facebook, we're live. It says the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission declares wanted Yahaya Bello. The public is hereby notified that Yahaya Bello, former governor of Kogi State, whose photograph appears to be above, is wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in connection with alleged case of money laundering to the tune of 80,246,470,800 kobo. And you have also put out his, information. He's 48 years old, a native of Okena, local government area, blah, 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 blah. So his face is plastered all over your website. If you have all the things at your disposal to get Yahaya Bello or anybody else who's accused of money laundering, misappropriation of public funds, why do you not have Yahaya Bello in your custody?
That's a very... Yeah, I thank you for all the researches that you have made. But let me tell you that when a suspect is declared wanted, before an anti-corruption agency would do that, it means that every option of bringing him to justice, has not worked. Maybe he has declined invitation, he has evaded arrest, he has done everything to escape being brought to justice. That is, declaring a suspect wanted is usually a last resort. Having exhausted all other means of bringing the suspect to justice. In the case of Yahaya Bello, we have declared him wanted, and he remains wanted. The implication of that is that any law enforcement agency can arrest him and bring him to justice. The implication of that is that the judicial processes, that are on course, and all of those things that have been instituted against him, they are waiting for his arrest. So, as far as Yahaya Bello is concerned, he remains wanted. And until we are able to bring him to justice, he will remain in that status. It is not that the EFCC is not as if is somewhere and we cannot. No. It's a standard practice across the world. There are suspects that will evade arrest. There are suspects that will go underground. There are suspects that will just make themselves, unreachable by enemies.
Okay.
So the last resort
I'm so sorry, Mr. Oyewale. Let me come back again. Does the EFCC not know the whereabouts of Yahaya Bello? Do you not know where he is? Or are you unable to arrest him? Is he being protected? What exactly is the case? Because Nigerians are curious.
I just told you now. He's been declared wanted.
Okay.
And that very fact answers whatever question that you may have. As long as we have not arrested him, he remains wanted. I will not tell you what is being done to ensure that he's brought to justice. So let's just wait.
So when you say he's wanted, it means that you're looking for him. He needs to come and answer to the EFCC. But if you were able to get a Rochas Okorocha from his house, why can't you go get him?
I just said it that Yahaya Bello remains wanted. You see, let me tell you, we are a law-abiding anti-corruption agency. We operate within the ambit of the rule of law. You will recall that day when we went for his arrest, that he resisted arrest, we decided not to employ any extrajudicial measure of arresting him.
Why?
A serving governor, shielded him from arrest and all of that. And if we had applied force, that may have led to possibly some loss of lives, which we will not want to do. So we have explored the necessary instrumentality of the law to bring him to justice in a democratic environment. And we are exploring that option. It's not the only one that is on our wanted list. There are many. If you check our website, there are so many suspects that have been declared wanted. And as long as they are declared wanted, you wait until we are able to bring them to justice. It's our job.
How long can Nigerians wait?
We are not going to tell the public.
Okay, again.
Nigeria, we have to wait as long as we are able to bring him to justice.
Lovely.
You cannot say tomorrow, you cannot say next month, you cannot say this week. It can be today, it can be tomorrow, it can be anytime. But the essential thing is that he's been declared wanted. And he remains in that status until we are able to bring him to justice.
The reason why I'm pushing you on this is because there's so many cases that are pending. I've decided to call them cold cases because they've been hanging in the balance for years. And whether the leadership of the EFCC changes or not, the EFCC, the investigators, the officers that work in the EFCC do not change because you're all civil servants. And that does not mean that if my boss changes, Nigerian Info is going to no longer be a talk station. The reason why I'm asking again is because Nigerians keep seeing these media sentiments or media trials of sorts. And, you know, we see it, we sensationalize it. And then, of course, after a while, it goes cold. That trail goes cold. We see another story. It covers the old stories. And then half the time, people lose track of all of these cases. So I want to ask you, with the humanitarian affairs situation, everybody wants to know, because recently Mr. President has made some very recent appointments, and we've heard that there might be an unbundling of that humanitarian ministry. We'd like to know what the investigations have been, what's the case with Betta Edu, and of course her predecessor on this particular issue.
I like your journalistic skills. But let me tell you very frankly, there is no anti-corruption agency that will tell you the status of an ongoing investigation. When the matter is ongoing, it means exactly that. It is ongoing. All the variables and everything that are going into the investigation, we are not going to disclose them to the public. If we do that, we'll be jeopardizing whatever thing that we are doing. But I can assure you that as a very, very professional and focused anti-corruption agency, we are doing everything that should be done in our investigations. Our investigations are ongoing, and that's it. When we are ready for the next course of action, the public will be made to know. As for the media trial that you are talking about, there is nothing like media trial. You see, most of these issues, they are issues that are before the court. Any matter that is before the court has become a public issue. It's in the public, it's in the glare of the public. All the documents are before the court. You go to the registry, you see it there. So if we are talking about a matter that has been charged to court, there's no media trial involved.
People are asking, who has the EFCC completely investigated, followed the due process, taken to court, gotten our funds back? Because you're talking about repatriation of funds, and then we can see that, oh, these monies were recovered from the EFCC as a result of this case or that case. For example, the Kaduna State governor has, of course, opened a case against his predecessor, Nasser El-Rufai. What's the situation on that particular matter? The Zamfara State government has also opened a case on their predecessor, who is now the Minister of State for Defense. And we can reel out names upon names of people with these kinds of cases. And half the time, nothing happens to them, especially if they find themselves or their way back into the government. How does the EFCC intend to gain the trust of the public in their fight against corruption?
Now, see, I need to clarify some very, very important issues.
Go ahead, sir.
When a matter is before the court, the EFCC cannot be the accuser and the judge in its own matter. Whenever an arraignment is done and the matter is before the court, whatever happens to that matter, it has gone beyond the reach of the EFCC. It is no longer, we go to court like any other person. So when a matter is charged to court, it is entirely the responsibility of the judiciary And we have a very, very fair, a very, very effective judiciary in this country. So all these issues that we no longer hear about, there are cases that are going on at different level of our courts.
People are asking, and I remember because I played the audio from your boss last year when he made that case, if not early this year, that he will resign his office if he's unable to prosecute a Yahaya Bello. He said it vehement. Your national TV.
Now,
why is your boss still there? Why is he still there?
I have said this. Listen to me, Miriam. I have said this over and over again. It was quoted out of context. I was there. It was quoted out of context. What did he say? He said that if people like Yahaya Bello are not brought to justice, he would rather resign.
Well, Yahaya Bello is...
And it is, listen to me, and it is an obvious fact that we have gone to court. We have been to court 6 times. We have declared him wanted. All our operational dynamics, they are everywhere concerning him. So somebody who is working actively in that respect, so what is the basis for his resignation? Are we not making effort to bring him to justice? Have we not gone to court? Have we not declared him wanted?
So we should be patient.
So there is no basis for that.